Hi guys, and welcome to the tutorial for Kameo and how to defeat the Snow Temple. I'm sort of giving you a quick cutscene you get beforehand. So you normally get this at the end of the Water Temple level. And basically the Mystic praises you, and you can tell she's clearly a bit dodgy from here. Right, so I've kept this in fast forward just so you sort of don't have to sit through the cutscene too long, as you likely would have already seen this part. Right, so let's move on to the actual level, shall we? So I'm going to do it sort of from the point you actually reach the Snow Temple. So this is sort of the way in. This is after you've done all your little side quests, etc. in the Snowtop Village, which I will cover in another one of my videos. But yeah, you basically just use Flex to use the three sucky things to get to the entrance for the Snowtop. Well, the gates to the Snow Temple. Around there is an elemental fruit, but again I will cover that in my elemental fruit checklist video. Right, so they're just going to give you a little cutscene here. So basically show how Royal Gear's being carried off to Queen Thyra. Right, so this part basically foreshadows the path that you've got to take before you reach Queen Thyra. Those walrus sort of big things, they actually help you. The first time I ever played this game, I'm not going to lie, I thought you were meant to destroy them. And I was like, oh, why have I failed the level? And save him from the clutches of Queen Thyra. So we have to start off by climbing this little wall here. Sort of by now you'll have been very familiar with doing this with Chiller. I'm just trying to avoid the blue bugs that crawl along it, and if you do hit them, it's not a disaster. You just have to sort of basically re-grip onto the ice as they tend to knock you off. Try and avoid the bombs, but there's not much you can do about that. So use Flex here. Sort of, you've got a few licky tongue things, which again, I imagine you'll be used to by now. You've had plenty of practice on this Snowtop level. But yeah, just grab this. If you prefer not to use Flex, after you've grabbed the first one, you can just climb up that wall with Chiller. But at the end of the day, doing it with Flex is quicker. So that's the reason why I'm taking that path. Right, so here you have to be particularly careful as to those sort of falling snowballs. I mean, they don't knock you off, but they do give you a bit of a bash, which is a bit annoying. So with this walrus guy, remember I said that they were friendly, you're not supposed to hurt them. You have to use Chiller to break off the padlocks. So if you just sort of follow whereabouts I am, you strike it right in the middle. There we go. And basically for this next bit you need to defend the walrus looking guy from all these trolls. When you defeat them, try and avoid sort of killing them against the walrus guy. That's just because, you know, he can get hit by their bombs or you smashing into him basically. The little fire guys, it's up to you. You can either use Deep Blue's water cannon or his dragfall. That's the best way to get rid of them. So these guys, again, personal preference, just as long as you keep it away from the walrus guy. There's a little fire guy there. So with these guys, you can actually defeat them by sneaking up behind them. You don't have to aim up at the shelf, which took me way too many runs of this go to actually realise, which is terrible, frankly. Just going to use the oil stick lens to try and set fire to them. They should really run up behind the archers before they get too many shots at my little friend over there. Right, so that is Queen Thyra. She's the only demon in all these sort of temple levels that actively shows herself before the boss battle, which is kind of interesting. And she does make things a little trickier for you, which is really annoying. And then you see the little green shapes appearing in front of you or whatever, move away. So that's Queen Thara trying to basically throw ice picks at you. So they all die very quickly, so go back to defending my little friend down there. So my health has looked better, so probably pop the Eye of Restoration on. Again, I do cover how to get all 4 of the Mystic's Eyes in a separate video. So this is personal preference, but there will be an archer sort of further up that you need to get rid of sort of as soon as you can, really. And so I personally like to sort of dash ahead of him, get rid of the archer, and then run back and deal with the bugs that are about to come. Try and actually aim this time. Right, there you go, he's donked, so now rush back behind him, bring up 40 below, and start spinning. Sort of the first lot of these bugs, they're fairly easy. I've missed that one. But yeah, it's the second time you do this is tricky, but yeah, this first lot, fairly easy. Just stairs 40 below, and keep bashing the bugs. There's another wave of them. So you don't get a hint, do they? You basically got to keep doing this until our little walrus friend over there punches through all the ice, which will then sort of break the next bit open for you to move through. There we go. So he's got to run away, which is kind of nice. That you see here, there are trolls already fighting. You can sort of stick around to fight them, like I usually do. I won't stick around too long just because it is a tutorial and you can always sort of hang around and do that with your own time kind of thing. Because I don't want to sort of make you just sit there and watch me do a bit that's not needed to be done, if you know what I mean. Okay, so dash across with Majuro and grab on with Chiller. You'll probably be very good at doing that by now. So, off the wall. Try not to fall off like that. It's a little bit silly. Right, okay, we go again. It's like deja vu. Right, so we've got to go up the left side. Fell off again now, a bit embarrassing. You can go up that ice wall to the right of me, or you can go for this one. This way is faster. So, there has to be a troll here at some point, as the soldiers clearly won, which is kind of nice. Just avoid all the bugs. Oh, they're still fighting. The wrong one. There we go. Right. I'm trying to avoid those things whilst I'm trying to get over. It's really inconvenient. Okay, right. Up we go. And dash. Oh, we fell off again. Let's see, I'm a walking disaster. Probably give myself a little elixir there. Or a mystic eye, not an elixir. Right, so she's moved on to the next bit to basically observe. For this part, it's best to have Ash and Flex. You can just pull LT and RC very quickly and it'll just grab the nearest troll. That's basically all that said. Okay, fling him over the edge. Which is good for if they're holding up shields like that one was, because then you don't have to disarm them. So we should be getting those annoying Well, there you go, those guys. It's helpful to have Ash and then to have upgraded to Incinerator, because they'll just keep coming towards you, and if they do, they get caught in it, so win-win. If you do watch my elemental fruit video, that will sort of teach you how to get lots and lots of fruit, more than you will ever need. So with these, again, just put RT and RT very quickly. He did get in the way, so that's kind of annoying. So for this, I basically just have to wait until I crack them all through. There we go. Now they're just to glow, grab it, like Ash, and then just try and keep them in one spot as you use Inferno, or I think the downgraded one is Fire Blaze. And same again. Sometimes they try and run away, which is really annoying. There we go. So the next path has opened up. She's going to watch from our next little station. It can be handy to sort of just grab trolls and fling them over their chair. Then it sort of feels like you're helping the soldiers as well. Plus you get carnages, etc. That is if I don't get beaten up by bugs first. There we go. The bug just flew into him and he fell off. Oh dear. At least I can just get rid of a troll. With the bugs, you can just slap them. It depends how bothered you can be. What I should try and do is I should try and aim at this troll. It's quite far away, so it's one of those I wouldn't judge you if you missed. Much like I'm doing here. There we go. So I'm just climbing this and avoiding the bug. And as you see here, sort of you recognise this whole walrus bad up thing. So much like before, you have to shoot the padlocks. Oh, I should do the wrong thing here. So I was hoping to sort of get rid of these guys before any of them actually hit the walrus. As soon as they hit him, you've got to free him from the padlocks. Because whilst he's in the padlocks, they don't seem to target him. But as soon as he gets hit, you need to free him. So there you go. Almost as if on cue. So yeah, again, you just have to protect him the best you can. See, I'm trying to hit a padlock if he's moving his arm. Okay. So these guys are going to sort of try and hit him like before, but this time you can't come up behind them. But try and get rid of the ones on the floor if you can, because they're going to be constantly hitting him and he's probably not going to like that. So here I think you're going to have 4 or 5 archers and 2 of the trolls with bombs above them. So you do have more to take out, because I think before you only had 3, I think. And you need to do this pretty quickly. See where they've raised the bows, you need to sort of try and get them before they then attack. So we've got the spirit, so then it regenerates a little bit faster. Right, so these guys, the best way to dispatch them is with Ash's Inferno. Not Inferno, Incinerator, sorry. And hopefully they'll get caught up in it. That one didn't. If you're going to use the Inferno on them, point it away from the walrus guy. Right, so Dragport is a very handy one if you're trying to sort of attack trolls without hurting sort of this guy, because it just sort of sucks them in. These guys keep getting released, it's really annoying. Okay, so basically the walrus died there, so I've had to cut it. So what I like to try and do is I like to try and go ahead, and so there's one that side, and there should be someone over there. So there'll be a little dynamite keg right underneath them. So aim for that, not the troll. There we go. Now, as quick as you can, sort of get back to the walrus. I've got to destroy these guys because these guys hurt quite a lot, as I'm now proving the point. Try and get behind them, maybe. Honestly. Yeah, this is a scenario you really don't want to end up in. You sort of see his health's going down, down, down. And he's going to release the bugs anytime soon. Yeah, so quickly switch back to 40 below. You won't have much time. There we go. Right, so these bugs, they will jump, so they're not like the ones before. So sort of as you're spinning, go up to them and then move back. So there you go, you sort of catch them as they're on the come down, almost. The two little ice guys coming up. You need to try and get rid of them as soon as you can. I was hoping they would just get caught in the incinerator, but that's not worked. So it's just sort of use Inferno, get rid of them sort of as soon as you can. It's annoying they move so fast as well. Normally it's best to use 40 below to get rid of the bugs, but then I didn't really have a choice. But on the plus side, walrus guys through. It is up to you how long you stick around to fight the extra trolls, but much like with the one before, your soldiers will eventually pop up to sort of try and give you a hand. There we go, starting to pop up there. If you use Deep Blue's Slick Jet, it's a lot easier because as soon as they sort of catch on fire, they don't extinguish till they die, so nice and easy for you. Retransition to here. Oh, I thought I dealt with the trolls, but they keep coming. Right, okay, so we want to go up this wall here. There is a nice icy wall on the left, but the only thing at the top of that is just a couple of coins, so it's personally not worth doing. And up we go. Almost did it without squishing any, falling into any of the squishy bugs. Right, so this is the final run before you do the boss battle with Queen Thyra. So she's going to go off and have a sulk and basically wait for you. Right, so don't worry about all the big ice-looking ones. They're just statues. Looks like a little incinerator, but get rid of a couple of them. Right, so these ones that are moving around with the shield, you don't have to worry about them. Oh, I got him talking to the incinerator. I can pretend that was deliberate, but frankly it wasn't. Let's try and finish this guy off. Oh, it's so frustrating when they get up and then they sort of reform their shield. So you have to make sure that you keep sort of attacking them till they're probably gone. So, do a quick, hang on, do an incinerator, and then that will pick off a couple of trolls. And the good thing about the incinerator move is it does also heal your health. There's a sort of fun one. You hold down LT and RT and it basically gives them electric shocks. Right, so for the final bit, you only need Chiller and 40 below. So you can fill the third gap with whoever you want because you won't need them.
Is held helplessly inside Queen
Looks a bit grumpy there.
The only way to free him is to destroy
Right,
her once
so
and
what you have to do is use Chiller to spear out the eyes. Sometimes the eyes close, but just basically keep shooting, and eventually, like, one of them will open and you'll catch it. As you can see, what I'm doing here with 40 below is you sort of do your sort of spinning moves, so LTRT and then right trigger, and just do it so all the sort of mini eyes bounce over the edge. She will keep slamming these big ice picks down at you, which is kind of annoying. Try and avoid bashing into them because it does damage your health. but sometimes it's unavoidable. Sort of case in point. I think I've got them all. Have I got them? Yes. So every time that you've got them all over the edge, she'll come back and come back for another round. So again, just keep shooting. Rinse and repeat. Because she's not up, there's the last one. Wondering why she hadn't decided to come back, because there's still an eye left. Ping that off. Right, she should flood down. There we go. And if you chill her, as long as you avoid getting impaled, you tend to be alright. So just keep shooting. There we go. I'm sure other players do have a more sort of scientific method of picking which eye you're meant to shoot, but my method works, so why not? I'll just speed this bit up, because if you know what you're doing by now. It's very much a rinse and repeat until all of the diddy eyes are gone. So, the last one here, these all fall off the edge by themselves, so you don't have to worry about turning into 40 below and sort of pinging them off. So what will happen is, just mind those, she will show sort of one big eye. You need to spear that out. So aim and RT, there we go. It will turn into this big spiky thing and basically chase you for a bit. Just stay as near to the edge as you can. If it hits you, it hits you. You know, it's easier than it going back to the eye socket. Because what happens is it chases you whilst it's all spiky like that, and then as soon as it goes back to being squidgy like that, it tries to get back into the eye socket, and then you just have to do it over and over again. There you go. That's how you defeat Queen Thyra. I think she's the only demon that actually manages to defeat herself. All you've done is sort of ping eyes around, but she's managed to impale us several times, so well done. There you go, and that's old Gyros freed. I will speed up the next part for you, as you'd probably rather watch it on your console than mine. Okay, so essentially what happens in this cutscene, this little fast-forwarded way, is that you ask sort of where you've come from, and Gyros tries to explain it the best he can. Basically, you know, you've turned up in a garden with 5 of the elemental sprites, so it's all very mysterious. Especially with the temple levels, it does help a lot to have one of the mystic eyes. So you have the Eye of Protection, the Eye of Restoration, the Eye of Spirit, and the Eye of Strength. So the Eye of Strength you can't get until you get the final elemental warrior, which is Thermite, because you have to use his sort of little bomb abilities to basically break down the Thorn statue, which then sort of gives you the Eye of Strength. But yeah, my favourite is the Eye of Spirit, which you can find in the Enchanted Kingdom dungeon. There is also sort of the Eye of Restoration I quite like, which is found in the seafront near the sort of shopkeeper. But I will do a video on how to get all 4 of the Mystic Eyes, and I will upload it shortly. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please do drop a like, and please subscribe, everyone counts. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye.